Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome back to my channel. I was not planning on having this video out today. I do have another video that is not Elise related, but I did have to say this. I signed up to be part of Elise's, receive her emails like a long time ago. And so I've just kept getting them, and I got an email last night and I want to talk about it. I have some positive things to say for people who were very upset about my criticisms before, but I also have some very constructive criticism as well as some concerns. So I'm going to start out with the positives, mixed in with some constructive criticism, and then at some timestamp here or down in the description, I will get to my concerns for all of this, because I have quite a few. How did we get here? Alyse got a lot of criticism last week during the height of the Black Lives Matter protests in response to not only George Floyd's death, but the many years of racism on behalf of the police on mostly Black people of color. And so some of her supporters were in her Instagram saying, why haven't you talked about this? You really should use your platform for this. Why haven't you said anything? Why are you not taking any kind of stance on this? And so she did, in a very inappropriate way. She put up a photo on her grid on her Instagram, a photo of herself in a swimsuit. I don't have the screenshot. Photo of herself in a swimsuit and a caption that was very vague. It was positive, but it was very vague and leaned a little bit in its wording and sentiment a little bit towards all lives matter. And so she ended up taking it down. But Elise is intimating that all what's gone on since then has made her think about her privilege and whatnot. So that's a lot of what is in this email. Okay. My team and I have taken this time to better educate ourselves and open up a dialogue on how we can better serve with inclusivity, especially for our Black community. Okay, I'm glad you're talking about it. That's good with your team. I don't know what you mean by open up a dialogue. I suppose you just mean between yourselves, because you're not talking with your supporters or commenters about this. In fact, there's been some deleting of comments there. I recognize that my program, Confidence Mastery, is $697, and therefore it is more easily available to individuals coming from a place of privilege and less accessible to those who do not have said privilege. That is very correct. Price comes off as very elitist. Because of this, I'm donating 10 Confidence Mastery scholarships to the NAACP. And then she explains what that is. Okay, there's a problem with that. I really encourage influencers to donate. It sets a good example, not just to the NAACP. There's a lot of great organizations out there. This is not a donation. So to me, the donation of the 10 scholarships or spots into her program are the most egregious part of this email. It's a part that is really the most unsavory to me. In a time when the problem is systemic racism and civil rights and these really big social problems, I don't think what we're lacking is confidence or a spot in her program. I think it would have been at least better optics for her to donate the cost of 10 spots in her program, so about nearly $7,000, rather than what feels essentially like self-promotion. And for someone who talks about putting your money where your priorities are, this just doesn't align with what she has said that she believes in. I recognize that my fan base is majority white, true, and while it has never been my intention to lack diversity within my community, it has happened and is the current reality. Moving forward, I will be intentionally sharing diversity within our community to the best of my ability, so all humans, especially people of color, feel welcome and know they have a place in our family, no exceptions. That is a great sentiment to have. I encourage that. I think there's a few ways she can do that. There are also a few ways that are easy to do, but you really shouldn't do. So I don't know what she plans on doing for sharing diversity in her community. Here's what she really should not do unless she really wants to get in trouble. Do not pick out the people of color in your community, of which you agree there are few of. Do not pick them out, have some kind of photo shoot, and have them in some way be a face to your business, because that is very exploitative. It's really not achieving diversity. It's just trying to give the impression that there is diversity. She hasn't done that, obviously. I'm saying that I hope she does not do that. What are ways to share diversity in her community? Editing me. So I just wanted to get to the point here. I was too roundabout. If you want your content and your messages to actually be diverse, not just appear to be diverse, you actually have to hire and bring on people of color and Black people of color. Otherwise, you're just trying to perform diversity without actually being diverse and having diverse messages and messages that apply and have relevance to diverse communities. That's all I wanted to say. Okay. I see that although I have been loud about my values of love, unity, and self-responsibility, I have been very quiet about my perspective on politics and systemic issues. Moving forward, I will be sharing my values on a more consistent basis to make it undeniably clear to you that you are always welcome and accepted here. That is very positive. I like to hear that without trying to sound mean. Her content has, looking back, her content has always felt a little bit shallow, vapid. I mean, do we know anything about what Elise believes on social issues? What charities has she donated to? What programs has she participated in? Has she done any community service work? What's her stance on things like FGM, on the diet industry, sustainability, on slave labor, on the many things that we buy, on the use of prison labor, on a lot of the things that we buy? These are all things Elise could have strong stances that work along with the content that she already produces. All right, so what I stand for: radical responsibility, authentic communication, and growth. Then she goes into the stages of creating justice and equality for people of color. 1, awareness. 2, education. Stage 3, self-interrogation. And stage 4, community outreach. She says, I'm in the earlier stages of my journey. I'm becoming aware of the injustices around me and becoming aware of my privilege. Something that has helped me significantly in this process, identifying what my unique role is within our community, is within our collective shift towards justice. In her stories, she has it outlined, what she feels are her main roles: a weaver, visionary, healer, and guide. Role as guide, creating outline for the next workshop inside of Ascending Facebook group to teach about the higher truth of crisis / injustice and how to contribute to resolution. I mean, it's fine. My thing is that if she is still working on understanding, it's a little bit weird to say that now she's going to teach other people. I think it'd be better if she brought on Black people of color who study this, who understand this a lot better. Does she have a person of color working in her team? That's something I don't know. I'm not that's not a criticism. I'm actually wondering if she doesn't, why? It also concerns me that, so she deleted a post on Instagram and she has been putting up things on a story that she has, what are those called? You know what I mean. Going through all of those, not one is linked to any charity that somebody, like any of her followers, could go on and contribute and donate. And that is concerning to me. When I criticize Elise, or influencers in general, and I do have more things to say on other people, it is not to bash. When someone has influence, you want them to do better. You want people who have influence to do better precisely because they have influence. I would like to see a lot more action from Elise that isn't sitting and meditating and thinking about it, and more putting herself in situations where she's going to be uncomfortable. Go to a protest. Go do some community service in a neighborhood that is primarily minorities. If they respond, talk to some Black voices here on YouTube. All right, I think that's all I have to say. I do wish Elise the best. I want her to do better. I just, her actions make me concerned that they are not genuine and that they're performative. But I'm always happy to be proven wrong. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already and you'd like to hear more like critical things, I don't know, what am I doing? That's it, bye.